All right, what is going on, Banter fam? Welcome into Wednesday's edition of In the Game. I am your host, Hustle, and as always, we're going to deep dive into the gaming markets today, and we're going to have a little bit of a different approach today. Over the last few shows, we've obviously gone over a bunch of different projects and coins in different sectors over infrastructure, games, guilds. Today, I actually want to dig into games that are active right now that you, the viewer, the audience, can hop into and start playing these games to earn and kind of get a feel for play-to-earn mechanics in games that are already out. We have tons of actually pretty quality projects out there that you can make a solid amount if you put the time in or the investment into some of these games. So we'll cover some of the highest earning games out there, as well as just kind of go over some of these projects that are doing really well in gaming right now. As you see, a lot of green on my watch list, and most of the stuff is gaming. We'll cover all that and more in this edition. Without further ado, let's get in the game.
15 seconds, guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9, ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
If you ain't hit a wise, if you hit a the moves near. It's crypto Banter, not financial advice. If you don't listen, what's the cost? What's the price? This ain't a game, game. I know you don't play with haters. If you ain't hit a wise, but if you hit a the moves near. It's crypto Banter, not financial advice. If you don't listen, what's the cost? What's the price? This ain't a game. I know you don't play with haters. Get lost, show you the way.
All right, let's get into it without further ado. And I just want to kind of take a look at a couple of projects that are kind of leading the way that we've recently talked about on the channel. We have Galaxy Fight Club absolutely doing really well, now up to almost a $6.5 million market cap. When we covered this on Monday, it was still at a $4 million market cap. It is almost 2x from the point that we talked about it here. At that time, it was right around this area, $1.10, $1.12 when we talked about it. And it's really doing well. And this is the cross IP PvP game, brawler style game, MOBA arena. I think that Galaxy Fight Club has a lot of appeal to it, with people being able to bring their NFTs from other worlds in. So I do think that this project has a lot more room to wiggle here at that market cap. Another project we've covered extensively here on the channel, Ultra. Good to see Ultra up 15% today. One of the projects also leading the charge in gaming. $1.40 almost, back a little bit of a rebound here. If you take a look at the all chart, we still have a long way to go till all-time highs, guys. And this is the Steam of crypto gaming. That is just point blank, period. Everyone knows that Steam controls a lot of the actual Web 2 gaming market, where Steam distributes about 75% of total games online. And right now, Steam has rejected NFT gaming. We all know that Ultra is that fit naturally, partnered with Ubisoft, Atari, the Sandbox. They have a lot going for it. And I think that Ultra is one of the biggest plays of the year. So good to see that up 15% today. And Spintop, we've talked about a lot, up 20% today on the rebound from their Gamepedia launching, which I'm going to kind of show you how to use in this video, because we're going to go over some playable games. And the Gamepedia is actually a very good place to go in and be able to sort through games that are playable, and you can kind of find what you're interested in. And then lastly, we have Cryowar really doing well today. It was starting to bottom out here, and this is a kind of arena brawler as well, League of Legends style game on Solana. And Cryowar looks very sharp. We saw this thing get up to almost $5 here in November. It's really taken a steep downturn here, but it is up 40% today. So that is very, very good to see. And I want to get into a little bit of Vulcan Forged news really quickly. So yesterday, they just tweeted that they are buying back $65 million worth of PYR tokens. If you don't know, they did suffer a major hack where they had to disperse a lot of their treasury funds to replenish. Well, their response, they're going to go ahead and buy back $65 million worth of PYR tokens, 3 million PYR, off the market through buybacks and sales, including Troy. It won't be an instant process, but we're doing it anyway. So they are really trying to move forward. They're trying to push that treasury back to where it was. And honestly, that will create a little bit of a retail supply shock if they go and buy back 3 million PYR. The circulating supply isn't crazy high right now. So I do love this play. And Vulcan Forge has responded so well to the hack in general. Recently, they've also gotten all of the earnings full force in their games, as you see. Berserk and VulcanVerse earnings in full force. You go over here today, they recently opened back up their LP pools, their staking pools. And as you see, 1.2 million in TVL locked in minutes this morning. So the Vulcan deck's back in full force now that some of these centralized exchanges have it sorted out with the PYR token. A lot of centralized exchanges had to freeze the PYR token during the hack. Now that things are back operable, we have 1.2 million in TVL locked in just a few minutes this morning on Vulcan Forged with all of their different farms here. So I love it. I love the response that they're giving, and not to mention new products. Just today, they released their Vulcan Forged poker beta, and it kind of looks like a medieval poker kind of game, and I really like that. It really goes with exactly what they're doing with the setting of all of their games with Berserk and VulcanVerse, kind of in that medieval RuneScape style feel. But when you look at this project, I do think this has a lot of appeal, and it's just more and more development from the Vulcan Forged team. All right, so let's get into some games, guys, that right now are playable with active earnings, active player bases that I think are definitely worth your time to at least check out, maybe go into some of these games, feel out the kind of games that you're interested in, and see if you can start earning inside of some of these economies, because these games now are only the very beginning. Like, we're going to have actual AAA level games and really high quality games coming out throughout 2022 with Sin City, Big Time. A lot of different games will be debuting this year. And the games now can give you that feel of earnings. What is it going to be like? What are the mechanics, the economy? You can kind of get a good feel of that from the current games out there. So what you can do right now, if you want to just look through some playable games, guys, you can go through, you can click browse on Spintop here on the Gamepedia, scroll down, click playable on the left side, and boom, we'll get all the playable games here that they have listed on their platform. And as you see, there are tons of playable games, guys. So I'm going to break it down here as some of the top games you can start playing right now to get a feel and start earning inside these economies. And number one, very simple, Axie Infinity. Everyone knows Axie Infinity, the appeal. And as we've talked about on the channel, workers in the global south are making a living wage playing the blockchain game Axie Infinity. So it's part Pokemon Go, part NFT economy, as they described it. But as we all know, Axie is huge. Axie is empowering players in a lot of different countries to earn a living wage. And that is big. So we all know the potential you can earn in Axie. What you would do, you would get some Axies, you would start battling your Axies, start doing the economy, really just working to level up your Axies, breed your Axies, all that good stuff. So you can go into Axie's economy and start earning very well. And I would say, obviously, it is the top game as far as the status right now. So you cannot exclude Axie Infinity. Let's go to Decentraland. So Decentraland's a unique opportunity. So Decentraland, there's jobs inside the metaverse already. You can actually go in and have a casino job within the Decentraland. So there is a casino called the Decentral Games Casino, and real life hosts now work the floor. So they're helping newcomers come into the casino and get started on the tables and get started in the metaverse. And I really, really think that this is just the beginning. So if you were to go into Decentraland, it is an open world type economy just like this, but there are actual humans working inside the metaverse, inside some of these economies like Decentraland, inside the casino. And if you know casino host in real life, that is a real life position. So that is already being implemented inside of Decentraland within the casinos, and there's only going to be more metaverse jobs in the future. So I think that's absolutely big. Not to mention Mana is really, it's still majorly up since September, whenever we really started in October, when we really started going up with these metaverse projects. But this thing's been as high as almost $4.50, $5 here, about $5.50, and we're at $3. The diluted's not too bad. If you were ever looking for a time to DCA into Decentraland, if you're really into Decentraland, it might not be a bad time when it's down 50% almost from its all-time highs. But I'm not investing in Decentraland right now, but it is a decent time to take a look at that. And you can actually start earning in their economy by doing real-world jobs, which I love. And then coming up, guys, the Sandbox Alpha Pass 2, you'll be able to earn. Just look out for that. You'll be able to buy a pass and get inside, earn some sand tokens, earn some NFTs. That is right around the corner. So this is not active yet, but there will be a playable alpha season 2 right around the corner. Now let's get into one of the bigger gaming economies in the blockchain right now, and that is Gala Games. So Gala Games, as you see, they are building 8 different games right now, but you got to wonder, what is playable? Well, they have some pretty solid playable games that are generating quite the buzz right now. Right now we have Townstar, and if you don't know, Townstar is kind of a farming simulation. You kind of build up your economy, you build up your farm against other players in a leaderboard style game. And every week, every month, you can win town tokens, earn town tokens based on what you're building up on your farm and what you're farming. And as you see, 600 million people have played town and farming games, but who's the best? Townstar is looking to be that best farming simulation game on the blockchain. If you don't know, the creators and this, like one of the founders of Gala Games is one of the founders of Zynga, owners and creators of Farmville on Facebook. So these guys have really good experience in a realm like Townstar. And Townstar really has an active player base that is, as you see here, it's a farming simulation game, just like Farmville. You would go in and you would really build up your farm with the assets and the utilities that you have. You can go ahead and buy assets as well to build up on your farm. But this is an active economy under one of the biggest brands in Gala Games that you can go in there and start earning right now. Another game that's active, another game that's generating quite a bit of buzz, and it's a beta right now, is Spider Tanks. Spider Tanks, you can go in and start trying out this game. You can buy a tank if you'd like. And as you see, it is kind of just an arena brawler with these tanks. This is a like capture the flag mode, so they're going to retrieve the flag. It looks really solid in my opinion. And these games are getting great feedback, guys. All in all, these games are having really, really good positive reviews. The players are enjoying it. And the earnings potential in Gala Games based on Townstar, everything in their economy seems to be pretty on point because players are very happy with the earnings in Townstar, for example. So I think Gala Games is really, really hitting the nail on the head with their games. And guys, they have 6 more games coming out. When you take a look at it, you know, they're going to have Fortified, Echoes of Empire, Last Expedition, which is a first-person shooter. You're going to have a Legacy, The Walking Dead, Miranda's. So in my opinion, keep your eyes out on Gala Games. And Townstar and Spider Tanks are maybe worth getting involved in when you take a look at the earnings potential within both economies. And I really like Townstar. I know a lot of people are making solid money playing Townstar, and it's a really easy game to understand when you're just trying to build up your farm. Everyone knows what Farmville is. So if you don't, just look up Farmville, look up how to get started in Townstar, and it's very, very easy. And then I just want to briefly, DeFi Kingdoms. This is the easiest, most passive way to probably earn on the blockchain in terms of games. It's just gamified DeFi. You would pair up your LP. You would put it in a pool. You're getting about 400 to 500% on your LP. And they are building out a game. So they're going to have player versus player. They're going to have the hero situation. Like they're bringing heroes gameplay to the next level. They're bridging over from One to Avalanche. I think DeFi Kingdoms has a lot going for it. And I think that this is the definitely most passive way to earn. But it is more DeFi than a game right now. So they are building out more of a game side, but DeFi Kingdoms, definitely a lot of earning potential. We talked at the beginning about Vulcan Forged. Their earnings are live in VulcanVerse and Berserk. So you can start earning the lava token inside of these games. And these are really solid games. So VulcanVerse is kind of their RuneScape style open world RPG game based in the Vulcan Forged economy. I love what I've done. Like, I've gone into VulcanVerse. I've kind of played around like with a land plot, all that good stuff. I do think that it is a very, very solid economy and the players enjoy it. When you're looking at these games, some of the time people focus so much on graphics and so much on this or that. Really, if the players love the game, if the players are into it, that is what matters because community is everything in a game. If someone just abandons the game, if your community abandons the game because of a flaw, because it's not fun, because it's not empowering the player, that's a problem. Vulcan Forged is at the forefront of this because if you listen to CEO Jamie Thompson, he was on Fox Business last night, and he was talking about player ownership. They aren't building their games around, they're not building their games around cash grabbing, or they're not building their games around we have to make every single inch of the game perfection, AAA graphics. They're empowering the player in multiple different style games. So I love their vision. And if you just listen to Jamie Thompson speak, the CEO of Vulcan Forge, I think you'd be very impressed with their vision and really just what they're giving back to the players. They really just understand in-game ownership to the fullest, and VulcanVerse and Berserk are live. So as you see, earnings are in full force. 11 plus games will soon follow. Very, very bullish. And as there's a limited daily supply to be earned and over 50 use cases for the earnings coin, inflation is controlled. So very, very solid economy. And as we mentioned, they just came out with a new game. Vulcan's poker game is now live. So as you see, it's kind of like a medieval poker style game. And I think that obviously with the market that poker can bring in, and if you are actually eventually using your in-game lava earnings from other games, you might see a pretty active poker table here with play to earners coming in and actually getting involved in their poker game. So I love what Vulcan Forged is building. And we're not talking about too many tokens today, guys, but this is criminal for Vulcan Forged, in my opinion. This is a project that is going to rise back up to these levels. I have almost no doubt about it during this year that Vulcan Forged will get back up to these levels. The hack and the market sentiment really brought it down. As you see, the hack right here really kind of tore it apart for the temporary. And now we're at $14, guys. I see a big run for Vulcan Forged this year from the in-game account, from the in-game side and the coin side, without a doubt. Thetan Arena, one of the more fun games on the blockchain right now, I would say. You can hop in, you can play with your friends. It is just strictly a MOBA arena brawler built by a successful Web 2 gaming in Wolf Fun Games. And they do have some economy fixes that need to be implemented. The earnings have definitely decreased as the THC token has gone down in value. But this is one of the definite best opportunities in the blockchain right now. When it comes to just getting your feet wet and play to earn, you can get a hero pretty cheap if you want to maximize your earnings. You can also play for free, but your earnings are definitely minimized. But this is a game that is very easy to get started, guys. It's on iOS, it's on Android, so it's on each of the app stores. It's on your computer. Very, very simple to get started. And you can literally squad up with your friends and play this game and just kind of get a feel for how play to earn works. When you win, you get a certain amount of tokens. When you tie, you get a certain amount of tokens. When you lose, you get 1 token. So in my opinion, this is a game to definitely check out and at least get in there, play it, because it's one of the more quality, fun games. It is a fun game. Like some of these games, these turn-based card games, all that, they can get kind of old, like the Axie Infinities of the world. But you're playing a game with consistent action. I really think Thetan Arena's got that on point. They just need to fix the economy. And they are working to do that. They have their upcoming number 2 of the converting program, where you can convert your THC, the earnings token, for a higher exchange rate. So they're really working to maximize their players' earnings. Even if it is through these conversion programs, they are trying to find solutions. And the one thing about Thetan Arena is it's a successful Web 2 game. Right? They took this successful Web 2 game that Wolf Fun Game had built and they implemented it in the blockchain. Give them time. They will probably work out the kinks within the economy. These aren't Web 3 experts. These are Web 2 experts. So the game is there. The economy gets worked on, and this will definitely be one of the top games in the space without a doubt. And you just take a look at the chart here, obviously. Went from $9 before Thanksgiving all the way up to $20. And I like a lot of games. This is just really, really fallen. And a lot of it's due to market sentiment, token unlocks, and player opinion of the earnings. But I think Thetan Arena has definitely still got a ton of potential. And it's one of those games, if you just haven't tried it, it's very easy to just go hop in. You don't have to buy a character to just go play the game. If you enjoy the game, you can look into investing. And let's get into a couple of card games, guys. Gods Unchained, very, very much played. 75,000 active weekly users. Straightforward. It is like Magic the Gathering. It's like the Hearthstone of the blockchain. I think it's the sharpest card game on the blockchain, without a doubt. You're looking at like the graphical appeal, just the way everything's put together, the visuals, and obviously it's built on Immutable X. Their card marketplace is doing really, really well. So as far as card games go, I think that, in my opinion, Gods Unchained is probably number 1. And you take a look at the plans they have this year. They're going to have the staking rolling out, the Gods governance, the shine fusing, where you're going to be able to fuse your, fuse and power up your cards in a way. And then obviously they're going to implement more purchases with the Gods token within the economy and daily play to earn systems. They're also rolling out a mobile alpha in the beginning of 2022. So that is going to be very big for players who are on the go and maybe want to use their phone and play, because a lot of these games right now don't have mobile capability. When mobile capability takes over for Web3 gaming, you can actually play on your phone. That's going to be huge for adoption, in my opinion. And the Gods token right now is pretty down. You just take a look at the chart. Pretty down for a game that has 75,000 weekly active users. I just think that's too much to ignore. And when the market just like, obviously we're trending up right now a bit. When the market goes bullish and we're in a gaming bull run, these games with economies that are flowing are going to do the best, in my opinion. And another card game that is definitely making noise and has been making noise for a long time is Splinterlands. Splinterlands obviously is another trading card collectible card game. And as you go down here, you can kind of see the interface. It does look a little more cartoony than Gods Unchained, but it still is the same exact style concept. You can kind of think Hearthstone, Magic the Gathering a bit. Each battle has a different combination of combat rules, mana cap, and playable splinters. Strategy is critical in creating the best team for any given situation. You can take a look at the different cards. There's 4 rarities, 7 stats, 64 abilities, and 500 plus cards. And as you see, the tournament prizes awarded in this game are almost $5 million. The gameplay is very straightforward. It's a card game. You kind of take a look at the Splinterlands gameplay here. Very, very fast paced. They also do emphasize quick play sessions. I know Cryowar, for example, an upcoming game, their mantra is quick, adrenaline, packed, very fast-paced games where you don't have to spend hours and hours a day playing the game. Splinterlands is kind of the same concept. You can go into this game, play very quickly, just a couple of minutes per game, and you're actually able to play to earn within the Splinterlands economy. And as far as active player bases go, this is one of the more active games in the entire blockchain. And a lot of gaming charts. We look at a ton of gaming charts that do this. I am not invested in Splinterlands. I am not investing in Splinterlands. The coin is not really doing the best. I would definitely advise to be cautious because the price action, even in the peak of the bull run, was going down. That's never a good thing. Just being honest with the coin price. When you look at November, that's when everything was kind of topping out in the gaming market for this last bull run. It really wasn't doing that. So it's kind of something to look out for. Definitely the token is a little bit edgy, but the in-game economy is solid. They have a ton of active players. Splinterlands is definitely one to keep on your radar and maybe give it a try. It's low investment to get involved, and you can just really start playing to earn, level up your cards, all that good stuff. And let's take a look at Pegaxy, because Pegaxy, in my opinion, if you are new to blockchain games, but you are more of an asset owner, let's say you're kind of participating in land sales here and there, and you're maybe buying characters in certain games, but you're not a gamer. Let's say you can't spend hours and hours a day inside of the game. Let's say you can't spend hours playing the game yourself. Well, this economy here is the perfect scholarship style system to get your feet wet to see if maybe in future games you can start scaling up, buying assets, become a part of a guild, or run your own scholarship. So this is Pegaxy. It's a racing game, a horse racing game. As you see the marketplace here for horses, you can go to the renting. And as you will see, there are actively players renting out their horses on the Pegaxy site. So the problem with a lot of games right now, if you own assets, you have to kind of manually figure out a scholarship system. There's not really many in-game rental systems like Pegaxy's. Well, Pegaxy, you can literally go list your assets for rent right away for a profit share or for a set amount of the PGX token. And you can actually have other players, scholars, use your horses for a cut of the profit. And your assets are getting fully used at that point for no time investment on your side. And when you take a look, they actually just released their Apollo app. And right here, this is basically an earnings tracker, your dashboard to control your horses, kind of overview your Pegas, as the horses are called. You can see the profitability. You can see how much you're making every 2 weeks, which are the payout periods for profit sharing. Really, really clean platform here. It gives you a very, very in-depth overview of how to manage your assets, if your assets are being maximized, and just exactly the amount you are making off of your investment. And I do have it pulled up here, just the overview. So we have right now 16.7 million in total Pega sales volume with 15,000 transactions done and sold Pegas, 63,000 Pegas in circulation. Honestly, I love what they're putting together here. If I was logged into my wallet, I would be able to go to the dashboard, the Pega, and you're able to see all your different stats. You're able to see all your different earnings that you've put together within your 2-week periods. You can sort for all, you can sort for 1 month. Like, for example, let's just do last 15 days for Pegaxy. Their sales volume of $5.9 million, 8,000 Pegas sold, 23,000 born Pegas. So obviously, this platform is a fantastic way to manage your assets inside of this game. They have a 3D model coming out in 2022. The closed alpha right now is live for founders, horse owners, And I think that this is going to take their game to the next level. It's going to be on a mobile app. It's going to be much more visually appealing for the guys that race. So if you're not just renting out your assets, you can race your horses on your own. Right now, it's just completely basic. It's just basically a track with horses, progressing, and then it'll say who wins. But this is the future of what the game will look like. I absolutely love it. You'll be able to visually see the race, visually kind of like see the drama of the race. It just gives you a lot more skin in the game when it comes to being a player. Even if you're not necessarily controlling your horse, this is a much more visually appealing aspect to the game, because right now it is very, very basic. But the earnings inside of this game are the best if you are looking to be completely passive. You can buy 3 to 4 horses to get started, and you're able to go in there, start renting them out to scholars that are actively playing the game. They have a big roadmap this year, guys. They'll have stadium sales, their closed beta, the official release of the web game, which is is kind of a different style game. And then as you'll see here, they'll have their guilds. They already have many active guilds in the economy ran by players. This is a very empowering economy. And in my opinion, like I've mentioned, this is the best passive opportunity in the entire crypto gaming space right now, because you're able to buy your horses and completely rent them out passively. No additional effort on your side other than managing, making sure they're being used. And this game is definitely being played. Over 2 million races since November 15th, 2021. I think that speaks for itself. And the coin is criminally undervalued. Like, this is basically, D-Race a while back was a very low market cap before it started its run. And this game right here is very similar to D-Race in the fact that it's a horse racing game, but it's only $10 million market cap with tons of active players, with tons of active scholars, tons of owners of these assets. I think this is pretty criminally undervalued. And you take that's an error in the chart there, by the way. That is not some unhealthy price action. So you kind of just take a look there. Like, we're looking at a big fall right now for the PGX token at $10 million market cap for how active this economy is. That's pretty low, in my opinion. And I would say that Pegaxy has a lot of potential into it. If more eyes get on it, it's very criminally undervalued, even in the public eye. Nobody talks about Pegaxy, and I think the earnings potential in the game are amazing. Another game that is active right now, tons of players, super low market cap, and that is Defina Finance. It is an anime turn-based play-to-earn game, and as you see, here's the combat. So it's, like I've mentioned, it's turn-based for the most part. So here's the combat, the way the game looks. It is anime graphics, which are very appealing in the play-to-earn and just traditional gaming. Anime is huge, so those style graphics can definitely have a following to it in its own, like an anime-style game. The team behind Defina also has built multiple Web 2 apps on the Google Play Store that were pretty successful. They also have a mining gameplay. So this is the passive side where you can actually go in here and mine, and you're able to participate in that side of the economy. And I think the games that appease both, the games that are allowing you to earn actively if you're a player, like actually playing the game for hours a day, and the games that allow you to earn passively, that's huge. They give you the best of both worlds, and Defina Finance definitely does that. So you'll have your defend your you'll battle other players in the mining mode to conquer and defend your FINA, or you can join the arena mode to secure your leaderboard position. And I want to just give you some numbers on this project. So not only the arena mode and the adventure mode, they have the PvP mining pool, the Vrikos Tower, and upcoming they're coming out with a battle royale mode. If you know, battle royale is the biggest genre, I would say, like in terms of game mode in the world, like in terms of Warzone, Fortnite, PUBG. There's a new game out there right now, Super People or something. It's a battle royale that's getting very, very much playtime and a lot of attention. Battle royale is last man standing. So if they add a successful battle royale mode in a game where they have done over $100 million in trading volume on the NFT marketplace, that is insane. This game has only been live for a couple months. The official NFT marketplace has been launched with more than 100 million trading volume. And not only the in-game economy in this game, I think this is definitely one to check out and maybe get involved in. But then you also take a look at the token, $13 million market cap for a project that has had $100 million of NFT marketplace volume pumped into the economy, tons of active players. As you see here, 33,000 NFT mystery boxes sold. So their sales are doing very well as far as their launches, let alone their secondary marketplace. And the coin right now is at a $13 million market cap, guys. This thing got up to $8, $9 in the heart of the bull run. I think that this is definitely got a similar run left in it. And you might be wondering, what about the token unlocks? Well, that's the most curious thing right now. Today, Defina announced they are pausing token vesting for 3 months. That I've never seen that before, first of all. So seed and private equity vesting will be paused for 3 months. Effective date, January 12th. Resume on April 12th. So thank you to all the investors for supporting the growth of Defina. This right here seems like a community decision. I don't think that the devs of a project can just tell the seed investors, we're putting your vesting on pause. This seems like an investor decision, a VC decision to pause seed and private equity rounds for the growth of the Defina token, probably to strengthen the in-game economy, because you do earn FINA tokens inside of the game. But in my opinion, this is super bullish for price action. We're not going to see seed and private dumps for 3 months. So like I said, I've never actually seen this before, but I saw this, and that is very bullish for the token price action, which in turn will be only bullish for the in-game earnings as well. Another game that is active right now is Mines of Dalarnia. This is an action adventure game with generated levels. So each level is a little bit different, and it's kind of like right there, it's generated right before the game. It's kind of a RNG style map generation, and you kind of mine various in-game assets throughout the game. And obviously there's the mining gameplay, and then there's the land gameplay, the real estate gameplay. And let's just kind of fast forward here to the gameplay, the mining gameplay. So as you see here, the miner's kind of getting to work here. He's mining for resources, and he's kind of trying to make his way through. And in my opinion, this game is, the market cap on the token is not one of those value buys. It's at a $200 million market cap. But there's really good earnings going on in the Mines of Dalarnia economy right now, and the assets are doing pretty well. You can go ahead and get started in this project if you'd like, and you can play now. And this is one of those games that, even though it's not being talked about so much, there's so many active players inside of Mines of Dalarnia that it's hard to ignore. Now, the price action hasn't been great. As we see here, it's a little bit overvalued. I'm not telling you to buy these tokens. I'm not telling you to buy the Mines of Dalarnia token. But the earnings potential inside of Mines of Dalarnia has been pretty solid, as you see here. You mine resources if you're a player. If you're a landowner, you can collect the tax on those resources. So if you're a landowner, you can play passively. Once again, one of the biggest things in a game. It allows for active and passive players. So Mines of Dalarnia is definitely one to keep your eye on as far as an in-game economy. Chain Guardians as well. Chain Guardians has really been under, I would say it's a popular project, but it's pretty under the radar as far as they have an active game going right now. As you see here, it's a player-driven platform with a role-playing game and a mining game, kind of similar to Defina, both of which allow you to earn income, turning your time and energy into tangible rewards. As you see here, they have DeFi aspects, they have gaming aspects, and they have utility aspects. Play to earn game where you earn the CGG token. And I kind of just want to show you the gameplay teaser. So the graphics look pretty solid, pretty simple game. It is, once again, the combat side of it is turn-based, but a lot of these games right now are turn-based. And CGG is one of those games that does have active players. It's really being overlooked, in my opinion. The earnings are pretty good for the time you're spending inside of the game. So definitely check out Chain Guardians. Very low investment to get in. Like, super low barrier to entry. You can start playing Chain Guardians and kind of just get a feel for it and see if it's a game that you enjoy. And that's what all of this is about, guys. I'm giving you a ton of different games that are active right now that you can go try, that you can actually go see. Well, this one looks solid. I want to try that one because it looks fun. The earnings potential is great here. I'm going to go give it a stab. I'm going to put, $250 into the economy, just a number, throwing it out there, and just kind of see what I can build to start up in this game, buy a pack of cards and Gods Unchained. There's so many different ways to go about it, buying heroes and Thetan Arena. There's so many ways you can approach the in-game side of crypto gaming. And really, the earnings potential is just at the beginning. And the last one I want to talk about is a much lower key game. But this game looks super polished. We've talked about it. I've talked about it once on this channel before, very briefly. It is on the Wax blockchain, and this is HodlGod. It is a player versus player, player versus environment battle royale game. And battle royales, as we mentioned, are absolutely huge. But you take a look at the gameplay, guys. This is just super sharp. This is just super sharp. It's very polished. They've been working on this game for a couple years beforehand. And HodlGod is one of those games that's actually just super fun, right? The graphics are polished, let alone the gameplay. Just look at everything going on with the animations, with your combat. Everything in this project is very solid, and they were focused on development so much. These guys wanted to build out a fantastic game before doing any sort of anything else, marketing, all that good stuff. So HodlGod is a game that I think is one of the more well-polished, like in terms of actually action battle royale games on the blockchain right now. And you can go in and earn in HodlGod on the Wax blockchain right now. Earning is as simple as playing with very variety of in-game drops that allow you to earn NFTs or the Void tokens under certain conditions. To increase your earnings, you can also equip some bonus NFTs that will give you bonus rewards. So that's like a lot of games. If you buy in, you'll be able to earn a little more, but you can go into HodlGod, give it a shot, download it on your PC, and start earning today. So that is going to do it for I think I just went over 14 games that you can go in right now between all these different ecosystems inside of Gala Games, inside of Vulcan Forged, all these different style of games, and actually start earning today. This is just the beginning. So if you're looking to kind of get a feel for how play to earn works, what these economies are like, what are the quality of games out there right now, try to find something that you like that maybe pays a little bit well, that you can kind of scale up and start playing to earn, because that's going to be a big part of it. You know, everyone focuses on tokens and play to earn, and especially like with content, people want to call a token for it to go 10x. And, you know, along the way, we will definitely find our gems, but we also want to give you the keys inside of these economies to go in and earn. And that was what this episode was all about. So if you enjoyed the play to earn aspect, be sure to drop down and like the video. Subscribe for more in the game here on Crypto Banter every single day, Monday through Friday on the channel. I'll be back tomorrow with another in the game edition, guys. As always, play well, my friends.